Hey everybody, welcome to Confined Cooking. I'm sitting here in my truck getting ready to make dinner. Tonight's going to be spaghetti, although most of you already know how to make it. It's just something quick and easy. Really not that quick, but it's much easier and much healthier, and so far less expensive than eating out. Eating the burgers at the burger joint or at the Iron Skillet or Country Pride. Yes, that's good meals, but healthy? Mm, expensive? You betcha. Anyway, so I'm going to turn the camera around now and we're going to get started, all right? So what I got here is I've got my onions and mushrooms already cut up. They're in a bowl. Typically I would do them separately because there's so much more moisture in onions than there is in a mushroom. I've got my butter in the skillet. I'm going to turn my electric skillet, turning that on to about 300, maybe 325. Once that butter melts, I'm going to start sauteing the onions and mushrooms, and then we'll get my sausage ready. One thing I am going to do is put my camera down because I don't have anybody here taking pictures for me. Guess y'all didn't need to see my trash, huh? And camera back around. How about that? And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'll explain what I'm doing and bring the camera around as I'm doing it. I'm turning it up to 350, a little bit hotter. I got my Jimmy Dean sausage right there. Regular sausage. I use sausage instead of hamburger because it's there's less grease in sausage than there is in burger. Yeah, you can get that 9 to 10, but so what I like to do is make sure that butter gets around the skillet. Dump that in there, let that start sauteing, starting to warm up, soften. It's already starting to smell good in here. Bring the camera over. Let's see what I'm looking at, hopefully. And we're going to put out some salt. All I do is I use kosher salt. Just pour a little bit in your hand. Just sprinkle it around. A little bit more. And then dust it off. Fresh ground pepper. I usually use black pepper, but this is a peppercorn medley. Get that going pretty well. Stir this up, and once the onion starts to get a little translucent, that's when I'm going to open up my sausage and break that up in there and start frying that up. Living in our trucks as truck drivers, we have very limited space. I actually calculated it, or measured I should say. We have about 35 square feet to cook in, unless you have shelves or things of that nature. But most of us who are company drivers don't have the larger cabins in our trucks. So we have to make do with what space we're given, which is about 35 square feet. So now I'm just going to break the sausage up. Turn this camera around again so you can see it. You see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to break this up until it's... Now I haven't cooked my noodles yet, so that's another step. It's going to take a little bit of time to get set up, but once this gets pretty much done, the beautiful thing is it has a lid, and I can unplug, put my single burner up, and get my pot of water on the boil. Yeah, man, that smells. I wish y'all could smell this. Ooh, dog, it make your tongue knock your brains out. Cleaning up this skillet is going to be so much easier. I've gotten, I just use a paper towel, and Dawn dish detergent has this spray bottle, like a, I don't know what it's called, like a hot shot or something like that. But it's a squirt or a spray. And you spray it into the skillet and then wipe it out with, or rinse it out with a little bit of water. And then just wipe it out with a paper towel. It's great. It really is fantastic. Alright, that's good and broken up now, for the most part. I'm going to put the phone back down. I know this isn't very professional, but I've only got the phone and I don't have any GoPros or anything like that yet. Hopefully, I'll have enough subscribers to prompt me to get them. I have many different appliances in here, and typically on each video I'll show you which appliances I'm using. Right now I'm using my electric skillet. I will be using my 4-quart steamer pot. Cook my noodles in on my single burner, which most of you have. I was fortunate today to be able to find one. I've been looking for one for a couple months now, and the Walmart I went to today had one. So I was very fortunate in that regard. This is really getting there. Typically at home I make my own sauce. However, it's not feasible for me to do that right now because there's so much involved when I make my sauce. I have a lot of ingredients, and I have a lot of processing and steps that I take. So I've got Prego. I'm going to let this cook for just a little bit longer. One thing I do enjoy is cooking. Don't get me wrong, I love driving a tractor trailer. But cooking is a true passion of mine. Just pour the whole thing in there. Get you a little bit of water. Pour in the bottle. About half a cup. Lid back on, shake it up pretty well. And pour that in there as well. The water will evaporate with the heat. If it gets a little too thin because of the water, don't worry about it. It will reduce as it cooks, but you don't want it too thick anyway. I'm going to let that come to temp. And let's turn the camera around. Alright, here's the sauce. Needs to do a little bit of thickening. So instead of turning it off, I'll probably just set it on the floor underneath of my cutting board. This cutting board that I've got is actually not a cutting board. It was a TV tray that I bought at Walmart and turned it into a cutting board. All I did was take my screwdriver and take all the stuff off of it and made it into a big cutting board. $10 versus the actual cutting board being $20. So now this is starting to boil or bubble. I'm going to turn the heat down to about 200 and let that simmer. I'm also going to set it on the floor so it's out of the way. Now, grab my hand dandy little burner here. Plug that in. My pot on here. Add some water. About 45 ounces, 40 ounces maybe. Turn the bad boil on max. Let's get some water boiling. Now, one thing that I've learned from culinary school is that you want this water to taste like the ocean. You always want to add more salt than you think is necessary. That, we'll let that boil. Once it boils, squeeze some garlic in there as well. I like to use good ingredients. I preferably fresh. However, being in a truck, vegetables tend not to stay as fresh for as long as you want them to. You can't get to everything all the time as quickly as you want. Cook it in the floor. Again, I'm new to this whole video thing, so bear with me. Do me a favor and leave me some comments or likes and follow me on YouTube. I'm going to add a little bit more water. It doesn't appear to have that much in there. I think I'm starting to overload my inverter. Unplug my ice maker here. There's my ice maker. Love that thing. Never have to go in the truck stop. Alright, so I've added a lot of salt into that water. Alright. And I'm probably about a third full on the water. So once that boils, we'll add the noodles. So besides health reasons, I prefer to cook on my truck because 1, it's cheaper, 2, it's healthier, 3, it's just better. It's just better, it's more flavorful because someone else doesn't know how you cook. doesn't know how to cook the way you would. If you don't know how to cook at all, this is a great starter meal. Now, you don't have to get as elaborate as I got, which is really not that much, but this is a simple meal that can be done, and depends on how long this video takes. But the water is starting to heat up. It'll boil whenever it's ready. I'm not going to watch it because we all know what that means. Watch pot never boils. So anyway, this is my truck, and I would pull all my appliances out, but they are neatly tucked away right now. The truck's a mess. I use my bed as my table. There's a couple things that need to be put away, but nothing beats a good knife when you're cutting up your vegetables. This is an 10-inch chef's knife that I got from culinary school. I did a year of culinary school at International Culinary Institute in Myrtle Beach, where I live. One thing you got to get used to is the confined area. Things that you use on a regular, you keep down. Things that you don't use regularly, you typically should put them away. If you're not going to use them, put it away. And because I don't use it very often, it's up here. Spaghetti spoon. Water starting to bubble. Stir this sauce a little bit more. Oh yeah. That is really starting to come together here. Look at that. Looks good, don't it? Mm-hmm. There is no editing on this because I don't know how. And this is how it is in a true truck, in a real truck. That I've seen other people do it in confined areas, but never seen anybody cook like this. And this is not elaborate, but there are other people doing it online, posting videos on how to cook on a truck. But a couple people asked me, because of my culinary background, to do some videos, so that's what I'm doing. I can make it look pretty, and I can make it taste really good. So again, the water is just starting to bubble. It's not boiling yet, but and/or however, let's go ahead and open this stuff up. All right, so these are the half-length spaghetti noodles. I prefer to make my own. However, being in a truck is a little hard. much harder than being at home. And I don't do it that often at home either because it's very time consuming. Alright, so we're getting there. If you guys have any questions, comments, or ideas on the things you'd like for me to cook, let me know in the comments section. Above all else, all I'm doing is I'm only doing this to help others who have asked me to do this, and hopefully I'll get some good feedback. Just not a lot of negativity. There's no reason to be mean, ever. Oh, I need a haircut so bad. Alright, so the water's getting there, it's starting to bubble. I know this is the longest part. It's like, what do I talk about? Alright, well, you guys don't leave me yet. I've got my microwave, I have my air fryer, I have my convection oven, I have a panini press, and a crock pot, or a pressure cooker, and a panini press back there. You can't see it really. So oh, one thing I want to tell you. Do not think that you have to add oil to the water. If you think about it, because I've done it all my life until I went to culinary school. Oil and water don't mix. When you pour oil in the water, it just rises to the top. It doesn't do anything about keeping the noodles from sticking together. Okay? The best way to keep them from sticking together is to run them under cold water after they've done boiled and you've drained everything. Okay? And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a little bit. Alright. So we are at just about boiling point. Half of the box right now, just for cooking purposes. That's going to take about 8 minutes to cook. So see how it goes. Anyway, what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to drain it. Even though this is a steamer kettle, steamer pot, so to speak, this is your colander. Alright, typically you would, at home, you would have an actual colander where you just dump this into the colander in the sink and let it drain, blah, blah, blah. Well, so what I intend to do is put this inside of the pot, okay? Roll down my window, pour the water out. And as I'm pouring the water out, the noodles will stay because of this, all right? It's kind of like a reverse colander, if you will, all right? And then I'm going to do the same thing with the cold water. I'm going to put this back in there, and I'm going to pour cold water all over the place to cool them down and separate them. Okay? And then do the same thing again. And then after that, if I care about them sticking together, I've got some olive oil that I'll just drizzle over top and then work it in to where they're nice and loose, not sticking together. But as far as I'm concerned, on my truck, I'm just trying to eat. So the quicker the noodles get done, the quicker I can eat. You know what I mean? So that's the whole game plan. This being my first video, I'm not really sure of myself. But I am sure I need to put this garlic back in the refrigerator. I keep my butter at room temperature. Okay? Nothing like having soft butter available. Yeah, bro. Okay. So while I'm waiting on the noodles, I'm gonna smoke. Most of y'all may not smoke. I know a lot of truck drivers do. Tonight I'm in Syracuse, New York. Getting ready to pick up my load in the morning from Elbridge, New York, and headed to Memphis, Tennessee. During this coronavirus, the freight has gotten so light that we have a lot more time on our hands. A lot of 34s are happening, a lot of 34-hour resets, a lot of bitching and complaining about it, but also a lot of understanding. It's funny how, not funny, it's amazing how people are making signs, and I see them all over the place saying "Thank you, truckers." The unfortunate thing is that will it not last long? Once this virus is over with and the country's back open, are we going back to where the four-wheelers disrespect us? It's aggravating, I know. But we are the professionals, and therefore we act professional. Yes, we bitch to each one of each other, but we have to maintain safety around everybody. Don't really know what to talk about right now. And I don't know how to edit, so I'm going to have all this shit in there. I know I need a haircut. I need my beard trimmed. I was kind of hoping to make this a bit shorter in the video. Maybe you guys can help me out on how to make it a shorter video so it doesn't like bore you to tears. I don't know. Alright. Everything's getting bubbled. Sauce is looking beautiful. Cannot wait to eat. And the beautiful thing is that when you cook like this, you always have leftovers. You always have leftovers. Because when you get a pack of chicken, unless you put it in Ziplocs or whatever and separate it, you usually have too much. Tomorrow night I'm probably going to be making a New York strip. Not my favorite cut of beef. My favorite is a ribeye, but the Walmart that I was at last week didn't have any ribeyes, so I ended up getting the fattiest New York strip I could find. And I'm going to be doing some different things that I've never tried before, so I'm going to see how it goes. And may just go ahead and just do everything and tell you how it was done to make it just a little bit easier and definitely shorter. So. I know most of us smoke as drivers. For those of you who don't, I'm sorry. Not sorry that you don't smoke, just sorry I was smoking in my video. Alright. So we've got our noodles boiling, coming around. And you want them to be a little al dente, which means tough. Soft but tough. Nothing seems to be sticking. Let's see if we can't get it going around here. Oh, definitely is. I couldn't wait to let that cool. Or I'll probably do that wow thing around my mouth until it does cool. Needs a little more time. 3 or 4 more minutes. Be good to go. Let that bitch put up. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's an intermittent. Once it gets to the max, it'll cut off, I guess. Didn't realize that. I also have a water boiler. I have 2 water boilers. It'll boil water within a minute and a half. Oh yeah, that's getting thick now. Go ahead and turn that off. Unplug it. Put the lid on. See, it's good and hot. Now for my dirty utensils, I'm using a paper plate over here on the side on the bed, so that it doesn't mess up anything. Yeah, we are getting there. Got to overcome a lot of variables here. Move my sauce. Check one more time. Salty flavor to it as well. Trust me about the salt. really does make a difference. That's done. This. Can't find my other bit. Guess I'll use this. Basically, I'm just going to dump this out. Hot. Up here, keep on. What I normally do, I like to make it as nice and neat as I can. It makes for a better presentation when it's nice and neat. So I use tongs to pull the noodles out, and I put it in the center of the plate. And one thing I don't do is I don't do garlic bread because there's so much starch in the noodles as well already, and I add so much garlic to the sauce, and also I add a lot of butter on my spaghetti, which you'll see here in a minute. Alright, so there's, turn it around. So there's the plate of spaghetti. Much more difficult doing this way. Ladle. Leave a ladle. Lid off. Spaghetti. Let me put this down real quick. Need to grab my Parmesan. Butter. You know, like the idea. Oh, it is so good. right, guys. And there you have it. That's my dinner tonight. That is a beautiful plate of spaghetti, even if it is a lot of butter, because butter makes everything better. Hope you all enjoyed it. Took me a little longer than I wanted it to, but if you'll do me a favor and like this video, share it, and subscribe down below, leave a comment just to give me some words of advice or something to help me out, I'd really appreciate it. Stay safe on the roads. God bless you all, and I love you, bud.